How's it going, Mets and overall baseball fans? It's your boy Wardy. We're back at it with the latest quick game recap as the New York Metropolitans take game one of a multi-game set against the Seattle Mariners by a final score of 2-1. I'll be sharing my initial reactions and thoughts of Ronnie Mauricio's long-awaited, highly anticipated MLB debut, 7, 8, 9 being the kids in tonight's lineup. The only guy that wasn't in there amongst the four was Mark Vientos. Daniel Vogelbach got the start at DH. That would be key later on in the ball game, but we're going to be breaking everything that you need to know down about this ball game. And even though that, yes, we're out of town right now, that is not stopping the Mets content. So playing again, too, really excited on the Ronnie Mauricio front especially. But before I get into it all, if you've ever thought to yourself, why in the world is my wireless bill so darn high, then let me tell you about my good friends at Mint Mobile, who I'm partnering with for today's video. Now, you already might know who Mint Mobile are if you've seen those funny ads from Ryan Reynolds, who is also an owner, but let me tell you quickly on how awesome their service actually is. Now, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month, and you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network. They keep costs low because they sell direct to you online. They cut out the retail stores and salespeople. Why should you pay more than you already have for this access to the same network, right? And all Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. Mint also offers a modern family plan that lets you set up a super affordable family plan with as little as 2 lines. Switching to Mint is super easy as well. Thanks to their eSIM cards, you can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. And if for whatever reason your phone isn't eSIM compatible, Mint will personally ship you a new SIM card for free. It takes just 15 minutes to switch, and Mint has great customer service if you need help. And now, as a special limited time offer, you can get their unlimited plan, which is normally around $30 a month, for just $15 a month. That's a 50% savings off their already super low price. It only takes 15 minutes to pay as low as $15 a month for your phone plan. It really is that simple. So use my link in the description below to get started, or if you've already switched to Mint, let me know in the comments below. And we're back. And again, shout out once more to Mint Mobile, and appreciate you guys watching the ad reads as always. But I really want to highlight in this game, not only Kodai Senga's brilliance, but let's just appreciate, again, what we all knew and we're looking forward to tonight specifically. And it was Ronnie Mauricio's MLB debut. I want to know your initial reactions to Mauricio's debut in the comments down below. For me, I'm just ecstatic. You know, Ronnie has killed it all year long. This guy has basically played a full year straight of baseball, what it feels like. We're going to, okay, the end of the AA season in 2022. He then played in the Dominican Winter League, balled out there, and won the award for best player in the tournament there. Then he goes on and dominates in spring training for the Mets, doesn't make the team, starts here in AAA, hits basically 300 in AAA all year long, has a fantastic season, getting better from the right side of the plate too as a switch hitter, defensive versatility, second base, shortstop, third base, and in the corner outfield. And now he makes his long-awaited Mets debut here, and he looked really, really sharp. Again, the guy, he's 6'3", a $166. We all know he's really like 6'5", 180 as someone who had the privilege of meeting him. That's how I feel, at least. And I know I'm a short schmuck, but Ronnie's just massive, and he's filled. He doesn't look scrawny whatsoever when you go up to him and meet him. But he killed it today in his first at-bat. What do? He ripped the hardest hit ball by any New York Metropolitan this season. 117-mile-per-hour liner of a double to the gap and right. I mean, easy peasy work off of Logan Gilbert, who had a phenomenal start against the Mets. If you weren't Ronnie Mauricio, you weren't much when it came to the Mets offense and hitting tonight. But Ronnie looked great in that first at-bat there. He made some easy plays there to turn some double plays there, starting at second base tonight as well. He just looked smooth, had himself a single. Him and Brett Beatty went back-to-back with singles later on in this ball game. And ultimately, the Mets would get the victory because you saw there early on in the ball game, the Mets would ultimately tie it after it was a 1-0 Seattle Mariners lead. Kodai Senga is cruising. He's looking sharp, but he did give up that one run fairly early in the ballgame, couple innings in. But then as we advance to the 6th inning, what happens? Brandon Nimmo happens. Brandon Nimmo now has a new career high in home runs as he hit his 20th of the season to tie the ballgame there in the 6th. Then as we advance later on to this ballgame, we get to the 8th inning, and Daniel Vogelbach comes up clutch finally. He drives in the Mets' game-winning run as they would take a 2-1 lead in the 8th. Drew Smith would shut the door down that we would see in the 9th. And again, the Mets win by a final score of 2-1. So we talked about how great it was to see Ronnie Mauricio out there. Again, the guy has all the tools in the world. He reminds you of an Ellie De La Cruz, a O'Neal Cruz, you know, similar qualities in their game, even though that Mauricio is more raw. He's more swing and miss at times. Walk rate is low. These are all things that can be worked on. And as someone who dominated all year long in minor league, has dominated in every league he's been in for the past past calendar year for the most part. It's really refreshing to finally see him up in the bigs for this final month plus of baseball. Same thing with Brett Baty. He was struggling mightily his past month and a half with the Mets until he was sent down to AAA, tore it up right away. Again, was overthinking things too much at the plate this season, as a rookie can tend to do, but he had himself a solid day today with at least a single, as did Alvarez. So the kids that were all starting today, and Alvarez and Mauricio and Baty, they all got themselves at least one hit. They had a total of 4 hits thanks to Mauricio having 2 of the 4. So Ronnie, what I really want to highlight once more was, one, how good he looks in a Mets uniform. Seriously, this is someone that I've talked about in the past that we talked plenty of in hypothetical trade scenarios, right? Just because Ronnie was that guy that never looked like he had a role in the club, in the organization, a future, because his premier position is shortstop. Francisco Lindor has that down for the next decade, right? So because of that reason, we always kind of thought Ronnie would be the odd man out. But once we saw how great he looked in this past year in Dominican Winter League, put on some healthy weight, something that he didn't have for a while after initially being signed as an international prospect by the Mets, had some home life things get better, personal life things, and he has really flourished since then. So we've seen his production now over the past 6 to 12 months, and that has really changed the viewpoint of a lot of fans, including myself, and how to approach Ronnie, and should he have a future in the organization? Yes, as long as there's defensive ability there, versatility, then you have to have Ronnie Mauricio have a future with this Metropolitan club. And now we're finally getting a taste of him. He looked really, really good what we saw tonight. I'm excited to see more of him over the weekend in this continued series against the Mariners. Brett Baty again had a solid day on the plate, all things considered. Francisco Alvarez, same applies. But now let's get on to the pitching, because Kodai Senga did something for his second time this year, and that was strike out 12 batters. This was a Seattle Mariners team that was riding in absolutely hot, one of the hottest teams of baseball right now, into this Game 1 matchup. Kodai Senga said, "How you doing? I'm going to sit you down one by one without a problem." He did exactly that. Kodai goes 7 innings of 5 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts, ties his season high, and allowed that 1 measly home run to the Mariners earlier in the ballgame. 104 pitches, a 3.08 ERA on the season. In his first official year as a big leaguer, as a rookie, even though he's in his late 20s, Kodai Senga is a borderline right there, actually, Cy Young-esque candidate in his rookie year. We're not just talking about winning rookie there. We're talking about Cy Young candidacy, potential, worthiness. That is the type of discussion that Kodai Senga has found himself in, as he has around 175 strikeouts already this year, if not more than that. I don't know if that was prior or after tonight's game. He's going to hit 200 easy on the season, hopefully, and you just got to be excited if you're a Mets fan watching Kodai Senga's brilliance. Out of all the starters we had hanging this season, we knew the guy with the utmost potential was always Kodai, even though the floor rather, was Scherzer and Verlander. But Senga comes out of this as easily the Mets' best ace this season, the most consistent one, and the guy that hopefully he could be paired with a Yoshinobu Yamamoto next season. And this rotation looks that much better and that more exciting in a snap of a finger. So Kodai Senga, thank you so much for your continued dominance. It has been nothing short of a pleasure to witness you, not only in person, which I had the pleasure of doing multiple times this year, but watch you at home as well. Even though I know some people don't love Apple TV, I do love the broadcast, the actual visuals of it. The camera work is great, and you got to see Kodai Senga striking out guys silly with his beautiful arsenal, led by the Ghost Fork, as always. So much swing and miss on that bad boy, but there's so many great things to say on Kodai Senga, and happy to see the outing that he had. And again, Logan Gilbert deserves a big pat on the back. He went 6.2 innings, just shy of 7 hits allowed, 1 earned run ball, 1 home run allowed, 97 pitches, 9 strikeouts, 3.56 ERA on the year. Logan Gilbert is a very, very good starter in their rotation that's deep already, with the other great pieces that they have there with Kirby and, of course, Luis Castillo, who's been a stud for quite a bit now. And now the younger kids that they got going to. Bryce Miller, if I'm not mistaken. If I butchered the name or if I'm thinking of someone else, I apologize. But before we wrap things up, and I want you guys to let me know your thoughts about this 2-1 win in the comments down below. How are you feeling about the Mets overall? What is your excitement level with the youth movement? Again, this is the first time all season, and we talked hypothetically of it quite a bit this year, but this is the first time now all season long that we see Mark Vientos, Brett Baty, Ronnie Mauricio, Francisco Alvarez, the core 4, potentially the future of this Mets team for a good period of time, all on the roster, and hopefully we see all 4 starting tomorrow. Again, good for Vogie. He got the game-winning run driven in today, but I still want to see Vientos at DH tomorrow. So hopefully we see that happen. But regardless, thank you guys for the endless support. Hope you enjoyed this quick game recap of the Mets, again, taking game 1 of a multi-game set against the Seattle Mariners by a final score of 2-1. Let me know your thoughts on Ryan Mauricio and the kids down below. Let me know your thoughts on this team's status and their recent firings that they did in their front office on the player development side. How are you feeling about that? The potential Stearns rumors, all that kind of stuff. Let me know by making sure to check out previous content too if you haven't on those breaking news topics. And I'll talk to you again real soon. Let's go Mets, baby. Peace out.